Large-scale protests in Georgia have been going on for almost a month. They began on 28th of November when Prime Minister Irakli Kabahidze announced the freezing of EU accession talks until 2028. According to Human Rights Watch, the authorities have arrested more than 460 demonstrators since then. Police used tear gas, water cannons and rubber bullets. The opposition says the authorities are using all their resources to stop the protests.
Правительство 12 лет как раз к этому и готовилось.
The government has been preparing for 12 years, buying equipment. We don't have rescue helicopters to evacuate people when they die in the mountains, but they have enough equipment for dealing with protests.
The strikers are demanding new parliamentary elections. The results of the most recent elections held on October 26 were not recognized by either the opposition or the president of Georgia. International observers recorded massive violations, both during the election campaign and on election day. On December 24, Salome Zurubishvili announced the creation of a council to prepare for new parliamentary elections.
A document is underway. It will contain all the minimum conditions for the upcoming elections. These new elections will be really new. There will probably be new forces. We have to be ready. The ruling party cannot change reality, which is in front of us. What we all see, feel, and what we must fix is the crisis. Salome Zurubishvili, President of Georgia from News Georgia publication.
On December 14th, the Electoral College chose Georgia's new president, former football player Mikhail Kavalashvili, who was the only candidate for the position. His inauguration is scheduled for December 29th, but Salome Zurubishvili, the current president, stated that if the opposition and government do not reach an agreement on new elections by that date, they will quote-unquote reach elections by bringing down the regime. Meanwhile, the government is ready to strip Zurubishvili of her security detail, and the prime minister hinted that after their new president's inauguration, she could end up in prison. Experts suggest that Georgian authorities may resort to a forceful scenario.
In fact, this means that a political coup has taken place and we are now the climax. Most likely it will be an attempt at a military coup by the Russian regime, with the help, of course, of the Kremlin. According to my information, in the occupied territory of South Ossetia, mobilization is already underway, and the so-called South Ossetian special forces have been put on full combat readiness.
On December 18th, Zurubishvili, at a plenary session of the European Parliament in Strasbourg, urged the European Union to put pressure on the pro-Russian authorities of Georgia to hold new parliamentary elections in the country. Reported by Pavol Shtelmach, Andriy Dmitrenko, UATV News.